on standby for the verdict of Tory Lanez versus the County of LA. And they're in LA Superior Court. And he's charged with shooting Meg Thee Stallion in 2020. He's actually given 3 charges for that night. 1, possession of a concealed weapon in a vehicle. 2, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is allegedly, well, not allegedly, but shooting Meg. And 3rd, discharging, negligent discharge of a weapon, which means just, firing the gun. They went about 3 to 4 hours yesterday. They have started, let me see what time. They started at noon. They're about 2 hours in. And we are just waiting. I'm going to assume, because right about now, let me see, 9. It'll be about 11. Let me see. It'll be about 11. Okay, they're going to go on lunch break around an hour from now. They're going to go from 12 to 1:30. And then if they can't come up with a verdict in the last 3 hours, which is going to be 1:30 to 4:30, this is going to be continued on the 27th, which is Tuesday. So they got about 3 hours. Let me see, 3 plus 1. Yeah, 3 plus 1, that's 4 hours. About 4 hours and 30 minutes to kind of come to a decision. I believe they're closer than further from coming to a decision because the judge gave them the option. Do y'all want to continue this after Christmas? And they said, no, we rather come on Friday. Keep in mind, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit, I wouldn't even be streaming now if this shit wasn't going on. I gotta go Christmas shopping. I ain't go Christmas shopping yet. Did y'all go Christmas shopping? Anybody go Christmas shopping? So again, it's the same thing for the jurors. They're people too. They're, they got Christmas plans. Maybe some of them are traveling. Maybe some of them are whatever. And I would assume they want to either get this over with. But if you're not going to get this over with, you might as well take that 4-day vacation, right? Take that 4-day break and come back on the 27th. But I think they're probably going to come with a verdict today. If the verdict comes down, I think pretty much everybody there is kind of like chilling. And if the verdict comes down, I'm not sure if they're in the court, outside the court, but that should be. I know the journalists, they have they're getting an email from the court to see if there's any updates, and if there's an update on the verdict, they will all be told to return to court or to get ready because it will be presented to the judge shortly. I'll say this. Give me a second. Last thing that happened yesterday was this email that said at 3:50, they ended around 4 o'clock yesterday. The jurors in the case asked the court of a better definition of the word willful and on purpose. They agreed to wait until tomorrow for a written response from the court. Jurors left at 4 p.m. They will resume at 9. All right. So if they're thinking about willful and on purpose, I'm gonna have to Google this. I'm gonna have to Google some of the laws or Google some of the statutes here to see where I see willful or on purpose at. I'm gonna Google these charges in California. Okay, let me Google these. I'm gonna Google the penal code real quick. Penal code section, was it 12022.7A? Let's see what that is. Okay. Okay, so this one is the discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. So, hold on a second. So this is the law that's on the books for that. So it's A, it says any person who personally inflicts great bodily injury on any, well, actually, let me make sure this is the right one I'm reading. So this is discharge of firearm with gross negligence. Okay. Further, Further, we find the allegation that said defendant personally inflicted great bodily harm upon Megan Pete with the meaning of penal code, whatever. Or is that like an addition? Hold on. No. Okay. I gotta look up this different penal code. My bad, chat. So I guess there's some amplifiers to some of these charges, I believe. So I gotta look at penal code section 246.3a. This is it right here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Violation of. This is a little odd. Give me a second. Because this shows up with assault with a deadly weapon. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm going to put it on the screen in a second. California Penal Code 246.3a. Count 3. Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, bingo. I think I got it. Negligent. Okay, there we go. Negligent. Okay, great. Okay, bingo. So, it looks like what they might be arguing is this one that's on the screen, chat. Let me put this on the screen. So this is the third one that they added, right? Discharge of firearm with gross negligence, right? So let me put that on the screen, and we're making assumptions here, chat. We're making assumptions. I know we're waiting for the official result. I'm not acting like I'm a lawyer. I'm definitely a highly educated motherfucker, though. You know what I mean? Graduated Rutgers University with a biomath degree, but still, you know what I mean? I ain't no lawyer. Anyway, the California Penal Code. So they might be arguing over this. Which, by the way, if they're arguing over this, maybe they have given up on the assault charge, that the aggravated assault charge, which means he shot Meg. Now they're talking about negligent discharge of a firearm. They say to be convicted of penal code, blah blah. Prosecutor must prove the following: that the defendant fired the firearm or the BB gun. Defendant fired it in a grossly negligent manner, and the defendant's action could have resulted in injury or death of another person. Now here's this willful word that they wanted some definition on. A person shot the firearm intentionally when he pulled the trigger and he knew the firearm was loaded. In the case the gun went off completely by accident and a person is believed that the firearm was not loaded, it cannot be a negligent discharge. Okay, that's great to know. That's very great to know. By the way, them asking that, it tells me the conversation they're probably having in the jury room is this. Say, again, we don't know how, remember, it's 7 women, 5 men. Let's say some of them are saying, well, we believe there's a struggle. We're going with what Sean Kelly said and what the defense has been saying. That Kelsey had the gun, Tory grabs the gun, and when, because that's honestly what I believe too, when Tory grabs the gun also goes off, right? I think a lot of people believe that. Tory grabs the gun from Kelsey, the gun goes off. Now, this is why the willful is going to be very important. Here's what it says again. A person shot the firearm intentionally when he pulled the trigger and he knew the firearm was loaded, right? That's willful intent, right? Which is needed, right? It is needed. In the case the gun went off by accident, for example, if the jury believes he grabs the gun and it's in her hand and the gun goes off and the person believes that the firearm was either not loaded or it couldn't be, whatever. So I don't think the not loaded part matters, but if you are trying to disarm somebody and the firearm goes off, that wouldn't be negligent discharge of a firearm. That's my somebody said lawyer for workers live. All right, cool. Let me stop trying to be a lawyer. By the way, it's so interesting because California law is so different from everywhere else.